My dear friends, pause for a moment. Take a breath and look around you. What you are experiencing right now, in this room, in this moment, in this life, is only one timeline among infinite possibilities, and I'm about to show you how to step into another entirely. Right now, as you hear these words, endless versions of reality vibrate just beyond the edge of your perception. They're so close that you could almost reach out and touch them, waiting for you to bring them into experience. And yet, here we are. So many of us remain trapped in our own private loops, living out the same patterns, producing the same results, feeling the same frustrations, wondering, why doesn't anything change, even though I desperately want more? Let me break something down for you. You're not stuck because of fate or bad luck. I've been there too. We're stuck because our systems, our minds, bodies, emotions, and frequencies are still tuned to our old timelines. You and I both know that you can't free yourself just by wishing it. You can't escape by forcing it. And we certainly can't trick the quantum field by pretending. The transformation we seek isn't about manifesting harder. It's about entering a new state of being so completely and coherently that the quantum field has no choice but to mirror a different reality back to each of us. I once believed, and perhaps you did too, that manifestation was about desire. Want something enough, and the universe will grant it. But can I share with you the truth that changed everything for me? Desire alone does nothing in the quantum field. The field doesn't care how badly you or I want change. It responds only to how aligned we are with the frequency of that change. This means that right now, even if you're doing everything right, saying your affirmations, creating beautiful vision boards, practicing visualization, you might still be signaling your old timeline. I know, because I've been there. Why does this happen to us? Because beneath our conscious efforts, our bodies are tuned to the familiar. Our nervous systems are addicted to those old emotional cycles. Our subconscious still broadcasts patterns of fear, doubt, and lack. Even when our conscious minds are shouting, I want abundance, I want love, I want success. Here's what struck me like lightning, and I hope it strikes you too. The quantum field listens to our dominant signal, not our loudest. Take a deep breath and let that sink in. Your dominant signal comes from the vibration of your entire system, not just what you think, but what you feel, expect, and embody in each moment. That's why you can say, I'm wealthy, 1,000 times. But if your body tightens with anxiety every time you pay a bill, the field registers your contraction, not your affirmation. I've seen it in my own life. You can visualize love all day long, but if your heart remains armored and closed from old wounds, the field picks up your isolation, not your desire for connection. That was the trap that kept me spinning for years, and maybe you too. We believe change begins outside us, in our circumstances, our actions, our results. But I've learned that the quantum shift begins within our state, our coherence, our alignment. You and I must become the versions of ourselves who already inhabit our desired timelines. Not someday, not once the evidence appears, but now. Let me share something that astonished me when I finally understood it. Quantum physics shows us that all possibilities exist simultaneously within the field of potential. Every timeline, every version of you and me, every outcome we can imagine, they're all already vibrating in the quantum field. When we change our vibration, we don't create something from nothing. We collapse into the version that has been waiting for us all along. I'm fascinated by how mystics and inventors throughout history seem to understand this intuitively. Remember how Nikola Tesla said, "If you only knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, you would have the key to the universe." These weren't magical riddles. They were references to universal harmonic patterns and the deeper truth that our reality organizes itself around vibration. So I had to ask myself, and now I ask you, the question is not, how do I get what I want, but rather, who must I become vibrationally to match the timeline where what I desire already exists? And becoming isn't pretending. It's not fake it till you make it. It's not performance. Becoming is a full-bodied, soul-deep shift into coherence that we feel in every cell. And that's where our quantum shift begins. You are not here to battle your old timeline. You are here with me to rise into the frequency of your new one. Now, let's talk about the real reason people don't change. It's not because they're lazy. It's not because they don't want it badly enough. And it's certainly not because they're manifesting wrong. It's because they're still entangled in the version of themselves programmed for survival in the old timeline. That version, though outdated, feels safe and familiar, and our subconscious loves the familiar far more than progress toward the unknown. The old timeline doesn't need your permission to keep playing its record. It only needs your participation. Every time you react the same way, tell the same story, expect the same result, it's like walking a worn neural path in your brain. The more you travel it, the deeper it becomes. Soon that path becomes automatic, and you're no longer choosing your timeline. It's choosing you, and playing by its own rules, shaping your reality. And here is where quantum physics and neuroscience intersect in ways most people overlook. In quantum mechanics, the observer effect tells us that the very act of observation collapses the wave of infinite potential into a single event, a particle, a choice, a reality. But here's the real secret. You don't observe reality only with your eyes or imagination. You observe it with your beliefs, your emotions, your expectations, with what you choose to expect. Now add to that a crucial fact from neuroscience. 95% of your behavior is driven by the subconscious, which stores all your emotional conditioning, traumas, beliefs, and identity patterns. That means that most of the time, it's not your conscious intention collapsing the wave. It's your subconscious programming. Just think about it. You're trying to manifest using only the 5% of your awareness that's awake and deliberate, while 95% of you is still tuned to fear, doubt, lack of trust, and survival. And the quantum field responds to the dominant signal. So ask yourself, what signal dominates 95% of your daily state? That's why when people say manifestation doesn't work, what they really mean is, I haven't yet shifted the inner observer who's shaping my reality. That's why people get stuck. That's why you can change your job, your partner, even your city, and still end up in the same emotional patterns. Because nothing external has power over an internal frequency that hasn't changed. What holds you in the old timeline is usually resistance, and resistance is sneaky. It shows up as overthinking, procrastination, emotional numbness, hyperproductivity, fear, or that inner voice saying, be realistic. But resistance always comes down to one thing. Your system believes it's safer to stay where you are, even if you hate it, than to leap into the unknown. And that belief lives in the body. Stored trauma, suppressed emotion, inherited fear, all encoded in your nervous system. That's why you can know something intellectually, but still be unable to live it. That's why affirmations don't always work, why visualizations fade, why you keep returning to the same old loops. The resistance isn't in your thinking, it's in your chemistry. When your nervous system is dysregulated, it sends a signal of threat into the field, even when your mouth says, "I'm ready for change." This energetic contradiction keeps collapsing into the same limited results. It's not personal, it's physics. Nikola Tesla once said, "If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." It wasn't a metaphor, it was literal. Your life is frequency, your thoughts, your emotions, your posture, your breath. All of it creates a vibrational pattern that either aligns with your desired timeline or repels it. You're not just a human moving through life. You're a frequency generator embedded in a responsive field. And you've been broadcasting the same old pattern for so long that you've mistaken it for who you are. But here's the liberating truth. You don't need to fight that pattern. You just need to stop feeding it. Shifting timelines isn't about forcing the quantum field to obey you. It's about fully aligning with the version of yourself who already lives in the reality you desire. The one where the old timeline can no longer hold you. The one where the old version of you is forgotten. Imagine the quantum field as an infinite ocean of possibilities. Each timeline, each version of you, each outcome already exists in that ocean as a wave. When you focus, when you observe, when you align, you collapse a particular wave into form. But here's the key. You don't collapse a wave by wanting it. You collapse it by matching it. And matching isn't only mental, it's emotional, physical, and energetic. It's the hum of your entire system when you're in coherence. So why do people find it so hard to match a new timeline? Because they try to get there by thinking about getting there. They intellectualize the shift. They say things like, "I know abundance is available. I know love is possible. I know I can heal." But my dear friends, knowing logically isn't enough. Your whole body must know. Your emotions must know. Your breath, your posture, your habits, your identity, all of them must send the signal. I am now the version of me who belongs to this timeline. That's embodiment. Embodiment isn't a trendy word. It's the missing link. It's the practice of inhabiting the desired frequency before the outer world gives you permission. If you're moving into the timeline of abundance, embodiment might mean spending money with trust instead of panic. It might mean breathing deeply when the fear of scarcity rises. It might mean seeing opportunities with openness instead of bracing for disappointment. If you're moving into the timeline of love, embodiment might mean softening your heart when you want to close or take offense. It might mean taking emotional risks, practicing vulnerability, even when old wounds tell you to hide. To shift the timeline, you don't wait for it to shift itself. It won't. You shift vibrationally, and everything shifts with you. You begin to live differently, and the timeline moves. That's why so many manifestation attempts fail. They're conditional. You say, "I'll be grateful when I get the job. I'll relax when I find the relationship. I'll feel abundant when the money comes." But the quantum field doesn't work that way. The field doesn't test you or punish you. It reflects you, and reflection happens instantly, not later. The real work is this. Can you become coherent? Can you align your mind, heart, body, and actions even when nothing external has changed yet? Can you hold the signal long enough for the wave to collapse? Because here's the paradox no one talks about. The timeline doesn't shift when you're tired of waiting. It shifts when waiting is no longer part of your frequency. The only practice that matters is the one you live. We live in an age where it's easy to consume knowledge, collect techniques, watch endless videos, but never integrate them into our daily being. Why? Because consumption feels like progress. But progress happens only when your body, breath, and actions begin to align with what you've learned. And that's how we bring the quantum shift into everyday life. First, understand the principle of microalignment. Most people think that shifting timelines requires huge, dramatic change, but quantum reality responds to coherence, not magnitude. A small action taken with clear, aligned intention carries more vibrational weight than a grand, frantic gesture born of desperation. If you're moving toward abundance, your practice might be as simple as taking a slow, deep breath when thoughts of lack appear. It might be expressing gratitude for the little you have, spending money with trust instead of panic. If you're moving toward love, your practice might be opening your posture when you habitually want to shrink. These small acts are quantum keys. They tell the field, this is who I am now, not who I hope to become someday, but who I choose to be today. And here's the part most people miss. The practice is not about perfection or performance. It's about intention and returning. You will wobble. You'll fall back into old loops. You'll catch yourself thinking, feeling, or acting from the old timeline. That doesn't mean you failed or that all is lost. It means you're alive. It means your brain is protecting you. It simply doesn't yet know that the new reality is safe and better. Your power isn't in never slipping. It's in how quickly you return. Every time you notice yourself falling into an old frequency and gently guide yourself back, you reinforce the new timeline. Every time you pause, breathe, and choose coherence instead of chaos, you strengthen the shift. Every time you act as though the new reality is already true, even when the external world hasn't yet caught up, you're dancing the dance of quantum embodiment. I learned this the hard way, and I want to spare you the struggle. The quantum field doesn't care whether we visit our new timeline occasionally. It reorganizes around us only when we live there. I used to treat manifestation as a single event. Maybe you have too. We visualize, we affirm, we wait. And when results don't appear immediately, we slip back into our old frequency. For a long time, I didn't realize that the real magic, the real transformation, happens in the stillness. Consistency is the key to our quantum shift. Let me be honest with you. This doesn't mean forcing yourself to feel good all the time. It doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending you're high vibe when you're walking through fire. It means developing the emotional and energetic capacity to return, again and again, to alignment. Every time you stumble but remember and realign, you amplify your signal. Each moment you notice the old loop pulling you back, and you gently choose your new timeline. You strengthen the shift. Each time you act, speak, breathe, and decide as though you already live in your desired state, your old timeline loses its hold on you. This is not punishment, it's mastery. You're learning how to become the quantum signal that collapses the wave, not when it's convenient, but as a way of life. Let me share the roadmap that changed everything for me. Number 1, daily awareness. I begin my day not with a to-do list, but with tuning. Ask yourself, as I do upon waking, what frequency am I bringing into today? We carry either fear or trust. We expect either struggle or graceful flow. Set your intention before your feet even touch the floor. Number 2, embodied action throughout the day. Practice micro-alignment. Notice when your actions reflect your desired timeline and when they don't. If we want abundance, are we acting from generosity or scarcity? If we want love, are we opening up or turning away? I've found that small, repeated shifts matter far more than occasional leaps. Number 3, emotional regulation. We will be triggered. We'll doubt. We're human after all. The power isn't in avoiding it, but in how we return to who we've chosen to be. Breathe deeply. Ground yourself. Reconnect with the version of you who already knows, I am that which I seek, right now. Number 4, gratitude. Gratitude transformed my life. When we practice genuine appreciation, we send a signal to the quantum field. I am aligned, receptive, and whole. This amplifies the coherence of our field and accelerates the unfolding of our chosen timeline. But remember, you're not doing it to get somewhere. You do it because that's where you already are. Let me tell you something. You are no longer the person who began hearing these words. You're already vibrating a little differently. You carry a new awareness, a new code, a new possibility. The real magic isn't in remembering everything we've discussed. It's in what you do with it next. So here's my invitation. Not homework, not a checklist, but a living, breathing invitation. In the next 24 hours, surprise yourself. Do one thing, just one, that belongs to the version of you living on your desired timeline. It might be a choice, a gesture, a conversation, or even a subtle shift in your mind or heart. It doesn't have to be grand. It only has to be in character with your new reality. And when you do it, know it. You are no longer waiting for change. You are the change. Your path to mastery has already begun. Not someday when you're ready, not when circumstances align, not when you know more or feel braver, but right now. Because the extraordinary version of you, the one living in that radiant, expansive timeline, is already here, whole, complete, and present. My friends, please support our channel with a subscription and a like, and come back for more valuable insights. Thank you for watching. My dear friends, take this with you as you step back into your day. The shift you seek isn't somewhere far away. It's already unfolding inside you. The quantum field is not waiting for your perfection. It is responding to your participation. You don't have to earn your new reality. You only need to resonate with it. Each thought, each breath, each small act of coherence tells the universe, this is who I am now. When you begin to live from that knowing, when your nervous system learns that safety exists in expansion, when your heart learns that openness is strength, when your mind learns to rest inside trust, the field reconfigures itself around you. The external world bends to the new frequency you've claimed. You see, life doesn't change because we fight the old. It transforms because we inhabit the new. Your energy precedes every outcome. Your inner alignment scripts the next scene of your story. And what's most miraculous is how subtle it can be. The tiniest shift in your inner state, an exhale of surrender, a moment of genuine gratitude, the decision to choose faith instead of fear, can alter the entire trajectory of your life. Because in that moment, you're no longer reacting to your old timeline, you're embodying your new one. The universe listens not to your words, but to your vibration. It doesn't respond to your demands. It harmonizes with your coherence. And coherence is born when your thoughts, emotions, and actions all agree. So when fear arises, breathe into it instead of fighting it. When doubt whispers, thank it for reminding you that you're stepping into the unknown. When the old story calls you back, smile, and choose again. Every time you return to alignment, the signal of your new timeline grows stronger. Remember, mastery isn't never falling, it's remembering faster. Each return is a declaration. I choose the frequency of who I'm becoming. You don't have to chase signs or proof. The evidence will always arrive after your embodiment, never before. Because the field reflects your being, not your wanting. And when the evidence comes, when opportunities unfold effortlessly, when synchronicities appear, when people and moments align as if by design, don't be surprised. Smile and say, of course, because you will know deep in your bones that this is simply the field answering the signal you've been broadcasting all along. The quantum shift isn't about doing more. It's about remembering what you already are. It's the gentle, powerful realization that you were never separate from the field. You are the field, experiencing itself as you. So keep returning, keep breathing, keep choosing coherence over chaos, trust over tension, love over fear. And one morning, you'll wake up and realize you didn't just change your life, you changed your timeline. And that new timeline will feel astonishingly natural because it was never somewhere else. It was here all along, waiting for you to remember. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you for daring to question, to feel, to realign. Thank you for bringing more light, more coherence, and more love into the collective field we all share. If these words have stirred something in you, if you felt that quiet recognition in your chest, know that it's not coincidence, it's resonance. You've already begun the shift. You are not waiting for transformation. You are transformation. You are not calling in a new timeline. You are the new timeline. Take a deep breath. Let your body remember that truth. And as you step forward from this moment, know the extraordinary version of you has always been here, already whole, already home. My friends, thank you for being here. Please support our channel with your subscription and a like, and return for more insights that help awaken and align your highest self. With gratitude and resonance. Until next time.